what's going on, guys? It's Nuka here. You know, usually we take our cars for granted in believing that they will always start when we need them, or that they will never break down on us while we're driving them, and that every time we flick on or we press the heat button, that it's always going to work. If you believe that your vehicle is perfect, you could be making a costly mistake that can cost you your life. Automobiles were made by man. Therefore, they are not perfect. Now, if that was the case, if they were perfect, then you wouldn't hear the stories about people being stranded, or the fact that they'll have recalls on some of their makes and models, and you see when they do a recall, it's for hundreds of thousands of vehicles at a time. So that's why I wanted to make this video about cold weather driving. Cold weather driving survival and the 10 important things you should take at a minimum to help you survive any type of cold weather incident you may come across while you're driving. Anything else you see besides the next 10 important points I'm going to show you is all a bonus. Now, we're going to start over here. These are in no real particular order of importance. First thing you should definitely have is extra clothes. And by extra clothes, I mean things such as extra pants, as you can see here, an extra pair of boots, something you can walk around in if need be, extra pair of socks. You gotta imagine now, if we're doing some cold weather driving, it's gonna be nice to have an extra pair of socks you can put over the ones you're already wearing. A belt. This is something you can obviously need, one for the pants, but for two, this could also double as a tourniquet if you're kind of skilled in that thing, which is, it's pretty simple to make a tourniquet with a belt. Just pretty much cuts off the circulation, or cuts off the flow of blood. So that way you can use this in the event that someone's arm has gotten amputated or something. Hopefully you don't have to use it that way, but this can also be used as a tourniquet. Of course, you're going to need a pair of gloves. These are not really that insulated, but I keep them because they're an old pair I already have. I don't have to go out and buy new ones. If you happen to have an extra pair of insulated gloves, if you want to buy more insulated gloves, make sure you put that with your gear as well. And of course, a jacket with a hood. So here is just item number one, extra clothing that you need to have in your vehicle with you. And then moving on to item number two, we know the human body couldn't survive without this, so it's important that you at least have one case of water with you. And it doesn't have to be this large of a case, it could be the small 6-pack, whatever. And the reason why I choose this one case is because, you know, this is only about $4. I just stick it in the trunk of my car, and I'm good. Myself and anyone else that rides along with me will have water to drink if need be. If possible, you might want to keep a couple of bottles inside the car so that way they don't really freeze up, but just make sure that if you do that, you try to keep them out of the way of sunlight. Our next item, number 3, hot hands. Gotta have yourself some hand warmers. Obviously, for the reasons stated, they warm your hands, but you can also put these in your boots, then keep your feet warm as well. So I recommend buying 2 packs. These were only 68 cents a pack at Walmart. Very cheap. So 2 packs cost you less than $2. You can put a pair in your gloves. You can put a pair in your boots. Obviously, will help keep you warm. Very cheap buy. That's number 3 you need. Number 4, cash. Now, the reason you should have cash is because you never know the person that you're asking to help you may not have the use for credit card or may not accept any type of credit card, especially if there's a winter outage, a storm going through, and it takes out their power. So it's always good to have some cash. I don't recommend leaving checks in your car because they have your address and obviously they're also blank. So somebody can kind of check out your checkings account that way. So that's why I recommend having cash on you. Number 5, you need food. So I recommend taking a whole box of just some granola bars and putting them along with your prep as well for survival. Me also, I like to carry around some crackers, maybe some trail mix, something that's going to give you some energy and something you can eat or snack on until you can get help. Or in case you have to go hoof it, you can at least carry this stuff around with you very easily. Plus, you don't have to cook it. You can just eat it as it is. Number 6 item, you definitely want to have an ice scraper and a de-icer. That's the beauty about this little pre-stone de-icer right here. Not only does it get rid of the ice with you with the methyl alcohol in it, but it also has a scraper on top to help scrape the windows. This here I got from Walmart, the 17 ounce here. Only $3, guys. $3. Now I can have this in my vehicle whenever I need it. Just be careful if you're in temperatures that's above 120 degrees that this can could possibly bust. So in case you're leaving it there after the winter time frame, just be mindful of that. But you definitely want to have an ice scraper and a de-icer. This one is a combination of the both. Now we're on to number 7, flashlight. Now the thing with this combo here is you want to have flashlight, and I also recommend a reflector belt if possible. Obviously flashlights, so that way you can see around at night and you can hopefully flag down passing vehicles so someone can possibly help you. And you also want a reflective gear, whatever that could be. Me, I'm fine with a belt. So that way when cars do drive by at nighttime, they can see that belt, and hopefully that will prevent you from getting swack from someone else's vehicle passing by. Number 8, you should take either a cell phone charger or a portable cell phone charger itself. Like I have here, I use for my iPhone. I had a good deal on this on eBay. This isn't really a prime market. This is like aftermarket part, and this cost me about, I think, $3 for this. Probably costs more now, but you definitely want to have either a charger or an extra battery or a mobile charger, because you don't want to be caught that one time with your phone dead when you need it the most. Alright, number 9. You should get yourself a small hand shovel. This here is a Gerber hand shovel. I love using this shovel. I like to do a little prospecting on my time off. But with this shovel here, these little small hand shovels, that can help you whenever you get stuck into a situation you can't get yourself out of. And if you feel like you can actually remove your car from being stuck, a shovel is going to do much better than using your own bare hands, especially when it's freezing cold outside. So I recommend just getting yourself a small shovel that you can put in the trunk of your car, so that way you can use it whenever you need it. Then the last item you would need is a small backpack, actually. Just something very small. I think this backpack costs maybe like $10-15. Something tiny that you can strap on your arms. So if in the event you need to walk away from your vehicle and you need to hoof it out on foot, you can take along with you the flashlight, mobile charger, some food, a couple bottles of water, the cash, the hand warmers. You can take all that stuff with you, and you can just put it in your backpack and just walk on as you need it. And then once you have all that, me personally, what I do is I stick it all into an old gym bag that I have. I've had this bag for about 10 years now. And so I'll just take all these items here, and I'll just place all these items inside that bag, and I'll take that bag and I'll stick it in my trunk. And it really doesn't take up that much space. And it really doesn't weigh that much either. So these are just 10 of the necessary items that you need to carry with you whenever you're doing some winter driving, because this will help you survive the winter cold. Now remember, I said these were the 10 minimum items you need. Anything else you add is a bonus. So if you want to add a knife to go along with you in case you need to cut open a seatbelt or whatever the case may be, do that. Anything extra you want to add, such as bed sheets, some old bed sheets you have laying around, so that way you have one for the front row, one for the back row if you have family members traveling with you. Do that too. You're trying to survive the cold the best you can. Like I said, these vehicles are not perfect. One day it's going to let you down, and you don't want it to be at a time when it could cost you your life or the life of your loved ones. So make sure you at least carry these 10 items at a minimum. All you have to do, pack them in that bag, put them in the trunk, just forget about it. This small little preparation right here can save the lives of you. It can save the lives of your family. There's nothing wrong with prepping for that. So that's my video on the 10 minimum things that you would need to survive cold weather driving in the event that stuff hit the fan while you're driving and you needed to survive. This is the 10 minimum things you would need. Everything else is a bonus. Hopefully this video is informational to you. If you have anything you'd like to say, some comments you want to add, go ahead and add them through. And remember, always be prepared. Until then, later.